What's up, bud? We're back, kind of.
Yeah, happy 2026, is it?
Yeah, we made it. It's been that long, hasn't it?
It is very long, and and it's still crazy to believe that 1975 was only 15 years ago. So that's
why is there a sloth in your background?
It's not a sloth. It's a pink monkey that we went out the other day, my wife and I, and obviously we didn't leave the kid alone. She was here with the babysitter, and when we came back, the babysitter, hung the monkey over there on the lamp, and I just think it looks cool, so I left
it. Does look cool. It does actually. That's kind of funny. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty good.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, so we left it there.
So I would say, how was your Christmas? But
celebrated the birth of the most famous Jew ever. It was nice. It was fun.
Yeah, and then you killed him. That's coming up.
He was brought back. He came back himself. So
yeah, it was his fault for what he was saying, and then and then he came back.
No, it was fun. Actually, I feel like I was like jam packed. So I think we spoke after. We did an episode after I came back from Israel, and then it was a long hiatus, and then the new year started. A lot of different.
Did you go back again, by the way?
No, early December was the last time I was there.
Okay.
Yeah, and now we're here, and this, for people out there who are not from New York or not from a place where it gets really cold, there's a weird thing that happens because it gets cold here November, December, but it's still holiday season. Everything is festive. Everything is decorated. People are like in a joyous celebration of whatever atmosphere.
Yeah.
And then January 1st, it all ends, and it's cold, it's gray, it's miserable, and you're just waiting for March, basically. So this is where we're at.
Yeah, because it's like the in-between for you guys. Yeah, because here it's going to be 82 degrees today. So,
82 degrees.
Yeah.
And you're wearing your Patagonia vest.
Yeah, well, I just got off another call that required it, and then I immediately had to end that and come into here. So you're getting what you get. You're getting day job Jordan over here. So
that's you look the same almost. So it's fine.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, because like wear this. Otherwise, I'd be not wearing this. I'd be wearing no shirt at all. Yeah. So.
And I did have one major milestone for me also happen during the past 2 weeks, especially this weekend. I, for the first time, saw Jerry Seinfeld perform live. I went to his
at the Cellar?
Not the Cellar. Went to the Beacon Theater. He just is doing like a tour now, whatever. And he is a master of his craft. 50 years.
Is he?
And it was very, very good. It was very, very good.
Was it?
Yeah.
What made it good?
You know how when sometimes you see someone, like I said, was just a master, he knows exactly what's going to work. It's very clearly been rehearsed to the T. When he knows when to say what mimics to use, like how to move his body, when to pause, when to drop, when to raise his voice. It's like it's all so perfectly performed.
I will say, adding space, like even on podcasts and stuff, adding space for like dramatic effect is everything. Because if you listen to like some people like that have their podcasts, because everybody has podcasts now.
Yeah.
And like they're just
you have like
level.
3.
I do. I'm gonna make more. They're super level all the way across with their voice. Like, we're just so tell me a little bit more about that, and then we can discuss it later. Nobody wants to hear that shit.
Yeah.
Like you need pauses. Like William Shatner style,
you need to make it dramatic.
There's a reason that he does it.
And then, interesting you brought up the Cellar because I did go. Sorry, my cat is running around here.
Yeah, you can hear your cat on the microphone.
Yeah, stop doing your cat things.
You need your doily.
my doily. And then I had a guest friend from Tel Aviv who was in town, so we said, "Hey, let's go to the Cellar."
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'll come to the Cellar with you, but I just saw Seinfeld on Saturday, so I'm not sure. Like how much we're going to enjoy amateur hour at the Cellar.
I saw there was somebody big at the Cellar, so keep going because I want to know if you were there.
So it started as a normal night. It was, it was good. It was funny. I wouldn't say mediocre. Those guys are pros. It was fun. And then Marcelo Hernandez from SNL went on. And you know who the guy is? He's been like very viral in the recent few months. I think is like a younger guy from Miami.
I know the face kind of, but not a lot.
Yeah, most of his humor. I mean, he started as like a TikTok phenomena, and I think that's where Lorne Michaels decided to bring him in the cast. Most of his humor is about being brought up by a single mom in Miami with 4 sisters, so it's all like he's like
okay. Yeah, I remember hearing about this guy when he got promoted because they're like, oh, TikToker is coming on.
When he joined, exactly, he was the TikToker waves. Listen, that, and I'm telling you, man, Seinfeld ain't got nothing on this guy. Like
seriously,
watching an SNL star at his prime, he just went on like most of the people go there and they do
28.
They're doing like 15-minute thing, and then they have a whole spiel. And he came as a guest, like cameo appearance. I think he probably spoke for maybe 7 minutes. He did like one bit, but the energy he brought to the stage, I'm still like remembering things he said. Like the guy is a freaking comedy genius, and I'm not even kidding.
Huh.
It was amazing. I felt very fortunate to be there that night when he just went on stage. So
that is super interesting. I will check him out now.
Yeah, it's really funny. I mean, his SNL skits I think are hilarious, but even like his stand-up is just perfect. So yeah, what were you up to in the past few weeks?
So obviously did the holiday thing. Was pretty low key, not a lot happening here.
Did you get the gifts you wanted? Did Santa put you on the naughty list or no?
I got everything that I wanted. Yes, right. I got everything. Yeah, but that's usually the case when you just send a list of items and just buy them. So yes. And then New Year's we did a garage crawl with the neighbors. So we started at 6:00, and you do an hour in each person's garage, and they have to have a food if they want, because it's not a requirement, but a game and a beverage. So we just went garage to garage to garage for an hour, and then we did the 9:00 drop ball for you guys over there.
Mm-hmm. One of the neighbors. That's funny. I didn't think about it.
Yeah, because he's got kids, so then we do 9:00. That, and the kids go to bed, and then the adults would go over to Lewis's house and then do the pool thing and make the whole watch the midnight ball drop. Watch the same thing again.
That's interesting. Yeah,
so funny story. Yeah. So the neighbor that we go to the house for the 9:00, they're a fairly conservative family. Kids like go to their Catholic, got married in a Catholic church. Kids go to Catholic school. That whole thing. So last year when we did it, we were at their house for New Year's. He had the one of the feeds on, and it dropped, and then it was like the two guys kissing, and then he's like, "What?" He's like freaking out, right? So then this year, he's like, everybody swing by at 9:00, we'll watch two dudes kissing again. So it was like a running joke, Yeah. So we go over there, and sure enough, they got it again.
I think I saw it.
Dying, dude.
Well, and I think I saw it. One of the anchors. I can't remember.
Some MAGA guy put it up on the thing that this is what our world's coming to. That whole thing. Yeah, dude, if you don't make it a big deal, the kids don't know it's a big deal. Just say it.
Exactly. It's funny you mentioned it because obviously, I mean, I think we're both very liberal, open-minded.
Very liberal.
We don't really care about those things. And also my upbringing, I was always part of that kind of mindset. And then when I was in my early 20s, I went to a wedding of two friends of mine, happened to be females. And I took a picture of the two brides and I sent it in the family group. And I was like, hey, look how cool it is. And it's it's all just a thing. And then I think my mom said, it will be cool when you stop, even looking at it as a cool thing. It's not, it's just you're at a wedding. It doesn't matter who's getting, you know what I mean? So, it was just funny. Just a funny, weird little thought that there's other, even more liberal ways to look at it.
Yeah. So, what else is new, man? What else you been doing?
So, new job, which is interesting because I'm working in a big company out of the West Coast, but I'm on the East Coast. So, my work day is a little bit skewed from what I'm used to, working with Israel timeline. And then I'm almost 40, so I got to pick up all sorts of weird hobbies. So I find myself running with friends in the park almost every twice or 3 times a week. That's new to me. Were you ever able to kind of hold a workout cadence that is just
So when I worked at Fandango, I was the only one that was doing what I do there. I was the only one. But I would block myself off at lunch every day. It was just permanently on my schedule, and there was a gym on our first floor, and I would go down to that gym. It was a really nice gym, and I would go down to that gym, and I would work out, and that was for years, for I think 3 years. From when that gym changed to the new one, that I would go, and that was just every day. I tried to hit 5 days a week every time, and I usually would. I was in really good shape then, but I'm down 20 pounds though since like October, so I'm doing pretty good right now.
So the life changes often do that. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so does sticking yourself with a needle in the leg every once a week.
that
yeah.
Life-changing event.
Yeah, life-changing event at $500 a month. Well, thanks Trump for lowering it by 50 whole dollars.
So when were you at Fandango? Was it 15 years ago? No.
This was so I would say 2012 to 15 was when I was in my 5 days a week working out, and I was a robust between 215 and 219 pounds.
And that was like your top shape all time.
I looked like tiny. I was skinny, but I was in like my 20s, you know. Yeah. And then I started, and then I would go to a like later when I worked at Ticketmaster, I had a semi-private gym that I had a personal trainer, and I would do twice a week with him, and then the other 3 days
that's actually the best way to do it.
Yeah, so I am one of the people that very much, if I don't have somebody requiring me to do something, I might not do it as much. So I know me, and I knew me mentally, and it was worth the money for me to have this guy where he would kick my ass if I didn't show up.
Yep.
So I forced myself to show up to do it, and he got me, like, my weight was high, but because my muscle was high, I was a big fucking boy. To the point where people like would be like, "Oh, you're strapping you lad," or what do you do? Like, a lot of people thought I was in the service, and I was like, "Yeah, nope, not in the service at all." You know, like, nope, not me. And that, like, but that was cool because what I would do is before I would get up at 7 a.m. and then I would do 30 minutes on like it's not quite an elliptical and not a stair stepper. It's like a one that's like
the round.
I would do 30 minutes of that, listening to like an audio book or whatever I needed to do in the morning. Go back, shower. I would make 2 pieces of bacon and 1 egg. Eat that. Get into to Ticketmaster, do my job, and then go home. And it was nice because I like working out in the morning. I personally do because my evening's done. But I would work out with a trainer on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the evening. And it was just really cool because it was like a 45-minute session, but obviously we go an hour usually, you know. But we would do 9 workouts every time, so it was 3 things. So it would be like doing squats and then
like
back on the ball,
then it repeats
that,
like
and then sit up
3 times.
Yeah, so it was triple 3 supersets of 3, but it was like different things, so that way you could you weren't working the exact same muscles on all 3 of them, you know. And he got me huge. Yeah.
I have a story for you about a personal trainer.
Yeah.
During COVID, my
you
wife
could actually find one?
Yeah. So my wife and I really, were bored, just, sitting in our house all the time. And then we decided to get a personal trainer. And obviously everyone there, were pretty cheap and very easy, accessible. We found a guy who was also, don't want to too many identifications, but he was part of the training team of one of the biggest NBA stars at the time. I was playing for the Brooklyn Nets, so that was the one season they had all the stars. And that guy got us in top shape. We were in twice a week. It was very cheap. And he, ripped us apart and built superhumans out of us. And then one day he texted me saying, "We're going to have to switch gyms. The gym here, I don't know what they think, but they increased the rent price for me to train there. Yeah. So I'll give you updates, whatever, soon on where we're training." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, cool." And I think it wasn't the last time we heard from him, but we tried to get a hold of him like the next few days.
Yeah.
And then we got a long text saying, "Hey, sorry for being out. Family and I went through a really bad accident. We have a long recovery ahead of us, but we're all alive, and I'll let you know what happens." And the man disappeared off the face of the earth.
They do that.
That was it.
So do you really think he got in an accident, or do you think it was drugs? Because usually it's drugs.
So I don't think it was drugs. I think my boy Danny, he used to be a poker player, and he told me typically it means he owes someone money, and they told him
you guys are mobbed up there. Yeah.
So I think probably that's what happened, and especially with the 2 days before text of like he's getting into like some sort of a beef with the gym owners who were, I can tell you, they didn't seem to be the most understanding people. So I don't really know what happened there. But my assumption is that he had to flee the country. And again, I don't want to share too many details, but I recently, 5 years after, found evidence that he probably did just move to his home state, which is somewhere in Africa.
In Africa?
Yeah, so I was an African guy. And it was just like a crazy story how like and still to the day we're like, oh, I wish we were at the same shape we wore when that guy trained us. He was the best.
So that's the thing though. It's like my trainer, like there was a couple of like because it was in up in the valley. It was Calabasas adjacent. So there'd be a couple of like lower level celebrities that would work out in there because you could come in. You had to pay a membership to be a member of the club of the semi-private gym. It's one of those gyms that's in like a strip mall, you know. And then
you pay more.
You were required to be by personal training. So I could have gone in there and worked out on my own, but personal trainers have priority on the machine. So if I'm doing squats on my own, he's like, I need to use that. I gotta get the fuck out of there. Because the fee for the gym was like $30 a month, you know, it was pretty low. But the only reason I don't go to him to this day is because it's up there and I'm here. And I have been like chasing that dragon, trying to find one of those types of gyms here, like since I moved to Orange County, and especially during COVID. So when we moved down here in COVID, there was we had a gym at our because we just moved to a brand spanking new apartment. Like, and I'm talking new building. We were probably the second tenant ever to live in that unit. And so the gym was super awesome. I was like, super excited to use it because it had all the equipment, but then COVID happened and you weren't allowed to use it. So then probably 3 or 4 months into COVID, they opened it up and you had to reserve it. You could be the only person working out today. You had to reserve it through the online portal. And there was a maximum of 5 slots a day, maybe 6 slots a day, because it needed 30 minutes in between to clean it. So what I would do is, because I work at technology and I just assumed they sucked at it, and I was right. So at midnight is when they would open the reservations. So I just changed my computer's clock to say midnight, and then I would just book it. So I had the same reservation slot every single day. So I was one of there was probably 250 people that live in the complex. Only 6 people can work out, and somehow I got it every single day. But then I could see other people figuring it out. You know
what's also funny around COVID and all of those weird rules. And look, I'm typically I feel like COVID kind of transitioned the left versus right kind of aspect 100%. Of things for all sorts of reasons, but I keep thinking about it. All these weird rules, also here in New York and California, you bet. Only one person can train at a time. And let's take Florida, for example. They had nothing. Did more people die in Florida? Did you have like bodies in the
I would say if more people did die in Florida, it's because they definitely don't take care of themselves more than the average area. Like the South probably did have more deaths, but to your point, look, I told the COVID was real. Million US people died.
100%. Don't get me wrong. But it was real.
I do think we overkilled it. Yeah. I think we overshot some of the things.
Yeah.
We were overly cautious, especially after we figured out kind of what was going on. We just kind of kept on keeping on. And I think it was not necessarily quote for science. This is a personal opinion. This is an absolute opinion, not a fact. I think, but I feel like we kept things going because we're so far in that we kind of had to dig our heels in,
Yeah. No, it's I mean, for me, I just moved to the States when it started. And then I felt like things started diverging from like the original timeline so fast and so far. I'm like, I don't know where the hell we are right now. It's funny that it's just like now part of our history, this whole weird pandemic thing.
So, what's really weird is like I pretty much judge life and things now. Like COVID was like a reset. It was like day one.
Yeah,
like it's not my birthday. It's not when I was born. Yeah. It's like, the PC, bro. It's like post-COVID. Like how many years PC are we? Like we should just fucking start that.
Yeah, let's do that. I mean,
so basically I'm 6 years old now.
Yeah, well, you acted. Did you take any of the booster? Like, are you taking now an annual booster shot?
So I did the first 2 normal shots that you had to do.
Yeah, the ones
I
back
got
then. I think even
the very
3,
first booster, and then right before I went to Singapore was when they were like had the super COVID that was supposed to be going around.
Yeah.
Seems like all the super COVIDs were less than regular COVID, but
Yeah.
I was getting on a plane in exactly 10 days, so I did that one, which had like
Oh, so you had to
whatever.
do it just to get in there. Yeah.
I didn't have to, but I was scared that Singapore might do it in that window, so I did it. And at the time I was renting a house, and my landlord said he just got back from a European cruise, and he said he almost fucking died. He's like, I was laid up in my room for like half the cruise.
Oh, geez.
So I was like, fuck that, I'm gonna be on a plane for like a lot of hours, and I'm going to Asia where there's a lot of people in like a really compact space. Like Singapore is like one of the most dense places. I'm gonna do it, and then I have not done any since. I wanted to get a flu shot this year. But time expired, and I don't really trust all the people at Walgreens because they're having like their pharmacists and pharmacy assistants are like really raging against Walgreens right now. Like there's a whole thing on Reddit where they try to go in and they book all the appointments themselves so they don't have to do it. And I just don't want someone sticking with a needle in my arm that doesn't even want to be there. So,
I think we got when you get to the pediatrist, they just tell you, hey, you want to take your shot with the kid, and then they can see you taking the shot, and then they're sure, and then we just did it. But it was last year. We didn't do it this year.
Like if I was in, like I switched doctors because my awesome cool doctor quit. Well, she went to Kaiser Permanente, and I ain't going to Kaiser. And I tried to switch doctors, and he asked me, like, this was like a year ago, though, if I wanted a new COVID shot and flu shot. And I said, just give me the flu shot. He's like, really? I was like, just give me the fucking flu shot. Like,
I had COVID twice.
No, I had it 3 times, bro. I'm locked and loaded on COVID. I'm a frequent flyer. I got
none of these times was as bad as how I felt after the shot. So
really?
Yeah,
shot, I did not feel bad after the shot at all, any of them. But the first time I got COVID, I was super in denial. So it was like 3rd day I had COVID. I was sweating my ass off. And then Gloria made me go get tested, like at this like minute clinic. And like the lady came in, and like I was sweating, but like the fever was about to break. I could feel it. And I was sweating. And like the doctor came, she's like, oh, I'm so sorry you have COVID. I'm like, it's not that big of a deal to me, honestly. I was like, this is probably the worst I'm going to feel. Like I can still breathe fine. What do I got to do? She's like, just take a lot of the zinc, and then I couldn't smell anything. And then
it happened to me.
Like
no smell, no flavor, no nothing.
Yeah. So food started we started ordering just gross food that was cheap just because it didn't matter, like we couldn't taste anything anyway. So like we just get cheap just because it's just food at that point. And then I would smell cumin. I would go into the spice cabinet and just huff on cumin to try and get it. But one thing, going back to our workout that I tried to do, was I tried to run because I was bored. It was like 2 weeks I had to fucking sit inside. So I tried to run, and I would get gassed in like a minute. Yeah. So there was a little bit of breathing when I tried to push it, but just sitting on the couch, just fine the whole time. Gloria had a fever for the whole 2 weeks, but she felt fine. Like she didn't have any issues except for she just had a fever.
Yeah.
I would say the other 2 times I had COVID after that was literally like, I think I have COVID, and then I test. Yep, sure enough, you have COVID. But like, I could still breathe fine. I could still run. I could still do everything completely normal. I never lost my smell again. Never lost my taste again. Only the very first time.
Okay, I think that's like the Gen Alpha of the virus. I think that was the only one that actually impacted.
I got that OG COVID. I got it in 2020. Actually, I got it on Christmas Day because we were drinking at a bar that was supposed to be
I also got
lockdown.
It, around Christmas 2020.
Yeah, we found our open places.
That was a hilarious time to be alive back then. And now we just have just like normal stuff with like invading different countries and. Like,
let me tell you the story about how we got it. Normal stuff. We got to bomb Iran, right, for freedom. But after the night we got COVID, it was like, well, I guess it was like maybe it was Christmas Eve or maybe it was Christmas night. There was a bar, I won't say where, but we actually put wrapping paper up on the windows. You couldn't see, and it was nighttime. And bro, like it looked like because it's a very bar centric area, and you're walking outside, it's silent, it's dead, it looks like nothing's happening. You open that fucking door, there was like 90 of us in a room, bro. And how it worked is you get a text message, and it would tell you a bar and a time, and it'd say you in or not. And if you said you're in, you actually had a table reserved for you, and like so you could go in, that was your table, that was your spot. And then you can just bring in people. Then before you know, everybody's standing up, dancing, doing normal bar activities. And I remember that night we were sitting there, and I was like, "This." It was packed. It was like fucking.
It's too much.
Packed.
It's too much. Yeah.
And I was like, "We're getting COVID tonight for sure on this one." And sure enough, next morning, you know, it was a good time though. But it was wild because you would not know if you were just walking by on the street. You would have no clue that there's a raging party inside that door. Good times.
Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah,
what a wild time, dude. That must have been like what the 20s was like on the Speakeasies, you know?
So wild, yes. I mean, maybe less, arrests and stuff like that, but yeah.
Yeah, because you just pay off the commissioner. Now, I will say, eventually, like, when they were still not supposed to be doing it, like, we would just go inside. And, like, the cops came in one of the days with, like, a paper that was, like, the current restrictions. And I was like, taking a drink. I was like, oh. He's like, bro, he's like, I don't even care. I just have to drop these stupid papers off everywhere. He just put the paper and just walked out.
This is hilarious. This is funny. Very funny.
Yeah, it's different, like, because we didn't have kids, so we didn't have literally anything to do.
I remember it as, again, we moved to a new country. It was kind of a good time. We stayed home. We worked from home. Did a lot of workouts. I remember I just bought a new guitar. I played that all the time. Played a lot of video games. We cooked a lot. It was just a good time.
I ran through Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is like a 200-hour game. I ran through that. I ran through Witcher 3.
There you go. I had Spider-Man.
I got the guitar. I started lessons on the guitar 2 days a week. You know, yeah.
It's funny to
drink a lot of wine. I was doing like a weekly wine delivery. Like wine was my COVID thing. I'm talking like 3 bottles a night. Like, cause I went in actually the other day. I finally got down to my weight. Speaking of weight and stuff, I finally got down to my I had on my app. Day 1 of COVID lockdown, I was 241 pounds. Okay. And then I ballooned up to like 269. And then now I'm back down to the 241. I'm at my PC weight, as we just throw back.
Is it pre-COVID or post-COVID?
It's AC. This is a working title.
BC and AC, basically.
yeah. Before COVID, after COVID. Yeah, here we go. Just we can bring back those terms because I'll see each.
BC and AD. We can say even AD. After disease. So it was day 1 of BC and then you celebrate your original weight. So we went and bought 5 bottles of wine.
Yeah, so now we're back. So we're heading down to 225. I think we'll be able to get there in like in a month or so. We should be in time for spring break, like down in Cancun.
Yeah, you need that swimsuit body 2026 #summer.
Well, actually, in a month, got to go to MAG in San Diego, and it's a brand spanking new hotel, and it's got a lazy river. So,
of course, lazy river. For those listening who don't know, lazy rivers are Jordan's.
That's my thing. That's my favorite thing. Lazy rivers are just fucking floating in the pool with a beer. Like there's nothing like it at a conference. Yeah, swim at bars I like too. I really like swim at bars, like a lot.
Swim bars is nice. Yeah. It's always like
So wait, are you going to be able to go to any stuff anymore? Or are you done on the conference circuit?
I will probably be at MRC.
Okay.
It all depends on the budget allocation and stuff like that. Just I'm not used to having to ask for things, so we'll see how it goes. But I think it's in motion.
Yeah, you kind of got to ask for that at the end of last year for next year.
Yeah. So I took care of that before I even started. But MAG, which is one of my favorite conferences, has nothing to do with my day-to-day work. So
got it. Yeah, because it's more payments oriented. Yeah. We got our budget slashed, so I'm officially probably only going to do those 2. And then we'll see about everything else. Because I've been requested. My presence has been requested at others as the podcast business. But there's been some recent protest about that. So, yeah. Well, that was a fun conversation to come back because it's been a minute, I feel like we have more we can say, but we're going to get back in this regular cadence. We've switched our recording day to a new day.
Yes.
So
it's a new day, which I think works better for all of us.
It works better for me. That's for sure. Yeah. Thursdays are always like a really hard day for me because that's just when everybody decides to actually work at my company. And then also it's the day that I'm most likely to go into the office because that's kind of the day that accounting has decided everybody goes in on their team and the customer experience too. And since my team has to work with CX so much, that's the day that I go in the most. So Fridays usually are pretty light for me. So happy to have them on Fridays. we'll get back in the groove, have some more quizzes coming up. I had a pretty good idea for a quiz the other day, but I forgot what it was.
Well, there we go. So maybe we can do a quiz about quizzes ideas. We could do that.
We could do that. We could do
hilarious.
that. Look at, so my dog came in here right now, and now the fucking vacuum is coming in here too. So
oh yeah, the robot is chasing the dog.
So here's my thing about Roombas, and it's not a Roomba, this is a shark, but like it's one of those things where it seems to just follow you around whether you realize it or not. It's like always just where I am, whether it's supposed to be or not. It just winds up under my feet.
It's a scam by the government to get cameras that map all of our.
It's like the pigeons, yeah. This is the indoor one, yeah.
It is.
It's also Elon Musk and Doge in here trying to watch me.
Yeah, exactly.
See what I'm spending my money on, because I still haven't got my $5,000.
I honestly, I have a Dyson and I have a robot of sort. I think the robots. I mean, it's
this thing keeps the house pretty good for a general thing, plus a dog.
Well, you have a dog. Well, I have a kid and dog and a cat, and I don't know. The robot, I feel like it's better than absolutely nothing at all. But it's not,
since we don't have kids and we don't have toys everywhere, like the most messy thing we have is a dog, and I've thankfully trained the dog to want to be clean all the time. So like, and he's hypoallergenic because he's golden doodle, so he doesn't shed. So so it's just like if I'm like ripping at his hair, like 'cause I brush him every day, maybe there's like some stuff that'll fall off of him that way, and that's what the vacuum picks up. So that robot vacuum runs 3 days a week. It's a Shark Matrix, awesome one by the way, super awesome, self cleaning into the tube, sucks up into its own bin. Half the time the bin, when I pull it out, the fucking flap comes open and all that shit goes all over the place. That pisses me off. But and then we have a regular Shark hand one that we go like every 2 weeks or so, maybe a week if there's a lot of people in and out. But since we don't have kids, bro, this house is clean all the time.
Nice. Yeah,
all the time. So yeah,
it's awesome. All right, so next week we will have a quiz of sort, TBD of the topic.
Yeah.
And we'll continue to do our regular chit chat, and we'll talk about some other bullshit, I guess.
Yeah. We could maybe be, since it's been so long, maybe we can just get back into our groove of regular stuff. Hopefully we can go talk about restaurants and travel again.
Yeah. I mean, your travel budget has been cut, and I barely travel now, but that's going to be an interesting.
Yeah, but I'm still getting the personal travel. Like I'm going to go to Aspen for funsies and stuff. All right, man. Well, we'll see everybody in a week or so.
Yeah, see you in a week or so.